important about what I do is really helping the kids present themselves in the best light for the schools they're applying to. I think of the schools as each having a bit of a different personality from one another, but ultimately the student wants to be true to themselves because they want to find a match with the school. They don't want to pretend to be someone else and get into a school that isn't a good fit for them. So once the guys have figured out what schools are good fits for them, working with them to figure out which schools are good fits, then I help them figure out how they can best tell a story about themselves that will show the qualities that the school will be most impressed with, and help them answer. There's a lot of ancillary questions like why are they interested in a particular school, or what diversity they bring to a school. There's a whole variety of different questions that get asked. But I help the kids try to pull the information about themselves, the stories from their own life, together in a way that they can present that information to the school, and at the same time minimize the number of things they have to write. For example, I'll take the prompts from all the different schools they're applying to, and we'll look at them all at once and see if there is an answer to one question that they could use on 3 or 4 other questions if they approach it properly. I don't believe in making extra work, so I try to figure out a way that we can minimize the amount of work the student has to do and also the work that I have to do with them. But the main thing I want is for them to keep their own voice, their own personality, their own energy in everything they do, so that we have a really valid representation of them for the universities. We usually start by, I ask them to fill out a form that gives me some basic information, the schools they're applying to, the deadlines, their test scores and their grades. And then I have them tell me 5 or 6 things about themselves that they think a university or college should know, and 2 or 3 ways that they think that they are different from other people. And then that becomes the basis of information I use for figuring out an essay. We usually start with a Common App personal statement or general essay that can be used by most any school they're applying for, and that's kind of the overall big picture view of the student. So we sit and brainstorm ideas, and I do that by basically looking at the information they've given me, and I start asking them questions. I have a background in journalism and an MBA in marketing, so it's kind of a combination of those 2 areas where I can use my interviewing skills and my marketing, figuring out how to present yourself in the best light skills to look for what really matters to them. I'm looking for things they're passionate about. I'm looking for things that were life-changing. I'm looking for things that just really reflect some little important part of their personality that won't show up in a test score or a grade. Things that show more about the student than just the basic facts on paper. The importance of the essay in the scheme of things as applying for college varies a lot with the different schools you're looking at, and it can vary also with your other qualifications. Each school has their own process, and some of them do what they call a holistic approach, where they look at everything and then decide, and others kind of assign point scores to different parts of your application. But I think of the essays as being the tiebreaker.